A lot has happened in the last 3 weeks, and we were nowhere to be found. We were kidnapped. Welcome back to the James and Dame Show. I'm Josiah.
And I'm Will. Huh.
Hi, Will. It's been a minute, and we're back. We're not dead. We have been a little busy. Obviously, uh, setups a little different from both of our ends over the last few weeks, and obviously obligations are a thing. So we're back. It's just gonna be for the playoffs now. It's just kind of how it is. But yeah, this is a Week 18 recap, by the way. If I hadn't said that already, because I know for a fact that I didn't say that already. Um, and we'll just dive right into this right away because there's a lot of games to cover and some misery to unpack, especially from Will's end.
yeah. Um. Yeah. There's. I mean, no. Very. Very few games didn't mean nothing. There's like a couple games that didn't do really anything, but everything had a little bit of implication to it. Uh. I guess if you want to start with Panthers and Buccaneers. Played on Saturday. Buccaneers tough out an ugly game in the rain,
Mm-hmm.
and gave themselves, I guess, the advantage to make the playoffs. But a later loss with by the Saints to the Falcons put their season at an end. So Panthers make the playoffs by losing, and the Buccaneers don't continue their reign of the NFC South. Um, I almost want to address the NFC South as a whole, because like NFC South it has a team get into the playoffs at 8-9 for starters.
Yeah,
They have three 8-9 teams. The Falcons have been eliminated for how
a
many
month.
weeks, and yet and they still end up tied and missed the playoffs by tiebreakers. If they had beaten any other team that they had lost,
Yeah,
including to the Jets, that was one of their losses, they would be representing the South right now. But no, because Raheem Morris, who is now out,
yeah.
Falcons fired him. Which, I mean, good job. That was they did the they did the right thing. You know who didn't do the right thing? Just the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have said that they're sticking with Todd Bowles for 2026.
Yes, I am so glad that Topples was fired. I cannot express my joy
He wasn't fired.
as much as I should. Or, not fired. Oh
Raheem
gosh,
Morris.
dude, it's been a long. Raheem Morris, yes. Raheem Morris is
Raheem
finally
Morris was
fired.
fired. Todd Bowles is not being fired.
That angers me to my core.
that's
I don't
that's
think
why I
you
was like,
understand.
they're bringing him back next year, and I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't know. I don't. I mean, I guess he got you to the playoffs, but this is just that feels icky. That feels gross. But NFC South is the epitome of gross
It's
football.
disgusting.
It is disgusting, but yes, the Falcons have fired Raheem Morris, so at least one of them is making the right move, I think.
At
And
least to start, yeah.
Panthers make the playoffs. Saints maybe finally realized, wait, we don't want to keep. We want to lose. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
And yeah, Falcons win really doesn't affect them all that much and only really helped the Panthers,
that's fair.
which
See, I
I
I think the Saints are
interesting.
playing 3D chess right now because when you think about it, with a loss to the Falcons, Falcons draft pick that's worst. Who has the Falcons pick this next draft? The Rams.
Rams.
Who was the reason that they didn't get to the Super Bowl in 2018? The Rams.
This is
It's
all.
revenge.
This is all
It's
ploy.
revenge.
It's a vendetta against. It's a vendetta against the
They've
Rams,
been planning
who
it
are
since
potentially
2018.
going to go. We've been planning to get to this point this whole time. No, I think it's just the NFC South kind of sucks, honestly. It's a miracle they got to 6 wins, but they did have one of the softest schedules
This is
all
true.
year. So
This is true. It is what it is.
you know, it is what it is. Looking at the, let's just go by these two. Well, it's broken up by division. We'll go by division. Looking at the Seahawks and 49ers, game for the 1 seed, and man, are the Seahawks making a really good case for the best team in football.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed by them. I'm not gonna lie. This is what I was hoping for because a good Seahawks team is good playoffs, honestly. Because whenever they are in the playoffs, something crazy happens, whether it's because of them or something around them. Um, we have not seen a Sam Darnold collapse yet, which is weird. So
Maybe
I'm being very
you
cautious.
might be waiting.
Waiting until the
Might
Super
be waiting
Bowl.
an extra week.
No, they're waiting until the Super Bowl, and then he'll crash.
Maybe. But no, yeah, I mean, what? Because Seahawks win gives them the 1 seed. 49ers loss plus the Rams win over the dominant win over the Cardinals gave the 49ers the 5 or the 6 seed and the Rams the 5 seed. So pretty big news, but even bigger news with some other wins and losses. The Cardinals end up with the number 2 overall pick, but more importantly, they also fired their head coach Jonathan Gannon, who, I think it was time. I think that,
Yeah, that first introduction to Gannon, I was like, you said what now?
It was kind of weird. It was to me. It was, I think it was earlier this year where did he hit or shove one of his players on the sideline? I think that was this year. That never sat well with me, and so
Never sat well with me.
I don't know. It never really seemed like he had a handle on the team. It's been ugly all year for them. But yeah, NFC West, they're going to be a lot of fun in the playoffs. I think they're going to be a fun team or a fun division to watch and see them duke it out. We might see a third matchup between one of these 3 teams in the NFC Championship, and so that's exciting. It's exciting football.
Yes.
Let's see. Looking around to the NFC North. Not a lot of super important football, really. A lot of things were locked in place.
Yes.
But man, how about them Packers and
Barely being in second place. Yeah. It's pretty impressive. if you told me that the Bears were going to be the NFC North champions, Packers at second, but only a half game above the Vikings, and Detroit in last place, I would have said you were crazy. And here we are. So, um, yeah,
I think it's. I don't even. I don't even know how the Vikings got to above 500. That
I don't
was a
know.
miracle in and of its own.
Yeah, especially earlier this season. Oh, that was some ugly football.
But yeah, that is to say the least. But
Exactly.
looking around at some of the last division of the NFC, we have the NFC East, which has just been great.
Exciting. Yay.
Giants continue to tank in the wrong way by
The winning
winning,
games.
and they went from the favorite for the first overall pick to the second overall pick to what they dropped all the way down to 4 or 6, I think.
I think it's 4.
Um,
It could be wrong.
by beating the Raiders and then the Cowboys in the season finale, and so Giants like it's a moral victory. It's nice to have, but I I I want to know what you think about this because something came out from Jerry Jones. I think it was today. Uh, him saying that his goal is to retire. He wants to retire as the owner with the most Super Bowls.
Was he living in the 90s?
He needs, I believe, 3 to pass Robert Kraft. So
Oh, gosh, yeah.
he wants that, and he wants that before he retires.
And when is he going to retire?
I don't know. This is honestly thinking more like it's a test of time. It says how long until he goes because I don't know that they're gonna get that in his lifespan, but maybe they get one more in his lifespan, maybe
Maybe. Things have to line up pretty well,
three.
though.
They don't have the quarterback to win 3 more.
No.
I'll be honest. It's hard for me to believe he also has 30 more years in him. Not to be morbid, but it's like, so that's the Cowboys. You're in it for the long haul.
Yes, you are, especially with how things are kind of shaping up on your end. Um, yeah, NFC East. The only thing that's notable, we have our first back-to-back NFC East champions since what 2002 or something like that.
Yeah,
Congrats to the
that's
Philadelphia Eagles.
been locked up for a few weeks, but yeah,
Yeah,
that,
it was kind of close there for a little bit because the Eagles started losing games and the Cowboys were starting to win games. And people were like, "Oh, are the Cowboys going to come back?" They
and
did.
then the Cowboys forgot how to win games again.
Yeah, they played the Chargers, unfortunately. So that
Uh,
didn't help their case. Um, yeah.
yeah, looking over at the AFC though, AFC South,
Mm.
Jaguars needed a Patriots and Broncos win to get to the 1 seed. That didn't happen. Or Patriots Broncos lost plus a win to get the 1 seed. That didn't happen. They did blow out the Titans, but with the win that did lock up the 3 seed. Well, it locked up the division, so it crowned them AFC South champs as they needed to outlast the Texans, so they needed a win or a Texans loss, and the Texans did win in a nail biter against the Colts, and who started Riley Leonard, which is really interesting. And the Colts are gonna have some interesting questions to answer because they're gonna have to figure out quarterback. Right now, it's kind of all over the place. You know what's really interesting about the Colts, though?
What?
there's a lot of rumblings that Philip Rivers is going to be in the head coaching pool for this next year.
Oh, that's weird.
Uh, there was rumors about it that he would be potentially available for it. He said that he thinks he could coach at this level, and I'm like, but you haven't even. I don't know about that one, but yeah. Otherwise, Jags lock up the 3 seed, Texans lock up the 5 seed with the win. So these teams kind of fallen in place. A lot of teams playing backups,
Yeah,
so it's not super surprising. I think Titans draft wise, I think they fell third.
I think they're third.
No, I think Cardinals are third.
Cardinals are third. No, they're second. Because Raiders, Titans, Cardinals,
Raiden. Yeah, I think
Raiders.
that's right.
Yeah, Raiders.
But yeah, so Titans are going to be picking top 3 again. We'll see what they can do, and they're going to have the advantage of not having to look for a quarterback. Where the Jets are probably going to be looking for a quarterback. Titans, they don't need one, but like Raiders, Jets. Who else is top 5? Cardinals very well could be. Dolphins seem like they're moving on from Tua, so that's a possibility if they might move up. Like there's there's a lot of value for the Titans there, so good for them, I guess.
I guess.
Looking at the AFC West, Broncos topple the Chargers, where Chargers, they didn't even play Justin Herbert, allowed him to get some rest, and in a game that meant absolutely nothing because the Raiders beat the Chiefs and even still had the number 1 overall pick. So that's just a win-win for the Raiders.
Yeah,
You
really.
keep the number 1 overall pick, and you get to beat the Chiefs. Dubs. But yeah, neither of those games really did anything. I did actually forget something from the AFC South, and that would be one Cam Little hitting a 67-yard field goal, which is the longest outdoor field goal.
Yes, I believe so.
So he's just an absolute freak of nature.
Yeah, he had room to breathe on that one too.
He can hit 70. I know he can. Put him in Denver with a little bit of wind at his back. He could, I don't know, he could maybe hit 75. I'm gonna be honest, like he's ridiculous. Yeah. He's got a crazy leg. AFC North. Myles Garrett got his sack.
23.
Yeah, this is what I was worried about, was that he got it by a half sack in a game that didn't matter, and in the bonus week, however you want to look at it.
Oh my gosh, people need to shut up about that stuff.
It's not. But like people are gonna have that. I mean, there's asterisks around all of them though, because they have the asterisk. Was it Lawrence Taylor who's for that like 1 sack on Brett Favre that gave him the record, and it was like meh. So I don't know. It evens out. He's the official holder of that. On the other side of the ball, though, we have the Bengals, who decided they're going to keep Zach Taylor for next year.
Why?
Well, I don't know. The Browns decided to move on from Stefanski, which, I mean, I don't think it's a bad choice, but I don't think it wasn't like necessary. It's like, hey, we need to part ways, sort of thing. It's not, hey, you're a bad coach, get out.
I think it was. I think it was a smart move overall. However, that is the one coach that's gotten you to the playoffs twice, and he's the only one who's ever done it for the Browns in like the last decade?
Yeah.
Or so. So he's the most successful Browns coach they've had since the reinstallment. So I don't know what happened towards the end. Maybe it was just a bunch of we have different play styles and we just need to move on from you because we just kept losing all the time, but we're trying to build something up here soon. Like, I don't know what it is, but
I think it was just time for them to part ways. I think the really funny thing is that any of these AFC North coaches could have been fired, but as much as this is going to pain me, I get to talk about the other one where this actually really caught me off guard. In the Ravens lost to the Steelers, the Ravens fired John Harbaugh.
that caught you off
And
guard.
yeah, I'm going to be honest, I didn't think he would actually get fired.
Interesting.
I don't know. I've watched John Harbaugh coach the Ravens for so long. I was like, and you look at his tenure, and it's like, yeah, he has a Super Bowl ring, and he's gone to the playoffs a lot, and he's had varying success. He hasn't won a bunch of Super Bowls now, but I'm
No,
like, he's still a really good coach, and I don't even know where they're gonna go from here, and it just caught me off guard because it's like there was buzz about it, but I never fully believed it, and so to see that was just weird. And again, I've watched John Harbaugh for he was there for 17 years, and so it's just kind of like weird that I'm going into an era of Ravens football where, as a fan, where I'm like, I'm having a new head coach, which
no.
sucks because this was actually a really good game. It was a really exciting game. Came down to the wire. Heartbreaking loss in a game where it was gimme. It was a gimme
It
because
really was.
Ravens. They had like 5 offensive plays that they did something, but that was merely enough. But Steelers, they survive. They get to the playoffs with their above 500, and they keep potentially Mike Tomlin around. Who, if the Ravens won this game, we could have seen Mike Tomlin out instead. But
That'd have been crazy.
it would have been pretty wild. But yeah, this one hurt. This is, I don't know. This hurt a lot, and I can, as time goes on, I can understand the John Harbaugh firing. But it still hurts because I do like John Harbaugh.
Yeah.
He was my guy for a long time, so.
I mean, kind of was when
Pain.
you were a fan, so.
Yeah, he was always there, so. A little bittersweet, but it seems like he's been really highly valued already. I think that's what kind of made him a little bit shocking is the moment he got fired, apparently he was reportedly called by 7 teams
Yeah.
for coaching jobs.
It would
He
be.
has said that he said he won't be doing any interviews till next week,
Yeah. I did hear about that.
but
I think it'd be hilarious if you guys picked up Stefanski and the Browns picked up Harbaugh.
that would be interesting. What I would think, because we completely missed this part. Holy, how did I miss this? Uh, Back to the AFC West, the Raiders fired Pete Carroll.
Oh,
Completely
shoot. Yeah,
forgot
we
about that.
kind of forgot about that. Yeah.
I
That
cannot say I'm
one's
surprised.
interesting, even though it's been 1 year, even though it
He's
wasn't entirely
he's
his fault. Not entirely.
it's a case of I think you bring him in to win now. This is what your result is. He's a win now coach because he's the experienced guy, but he's old. Like he's not the guy to be there for a rebuild. And
No.
unfortunately, like you got the number 1 overall pick. I think you're stuck having to go through a rebuild here. I just don't think. I think for a few reasons it makes a lot of sense. But reason why I thought of that is because honestly, I think it'd be really, really funny to see John Harbaugh go and coach for the Raiders.
That too. I do think it'd be pretty fun. In a Harbaugh Bowl
It would be
again,
really
every
fun.
single season, twice a year.
Twice a year plus Sean Payton's like, I gotta play Harbaugh 4 times a year. Oh no.
Yep. Can't
It'd
escape
be a
him.
fun division. I think it'd be fun. But Jim Harbaugh had said he really respects his brother and would love and said he'd rather see him in the NFC because you know.
You know,
I mean, you don't want to. You want your best competition on the other side, but also how poetic is it playing your brother in the Super Bowl? We've seen it happen before between these two.
yeah,
Be pretty cool to see again. But finally, we come down to the AFC East and Patriots Dolphins.
yeah.
Ramondre Stevenson had a really good game. That's
You can say that again. I had him on fantasy.
yeah, that was about it between that game. I mean, well, so there's
It,
been a lot of chatter about Tua and the idea of him potentially. I mean, it's not really like potentially. I feel like this is pretty much decided on, but he said he would be pretty. He said it would be dope to play for another team next year, and I feel like that was kind of like duh,
yeah.
but it's gonna be interesting to see what happens there. Same with like Kyler Murray and the
Oh
Cardinals.
yeah. Like what the heck are we doing there?
Yeah, it's gonna be some interesting quarterback carousel. I feel like years past the offseason has been so like this is gonna be so exciting because of this and this. This one's just like this is interesting, very interesting.
Yeah.
Um, but last of the games from this week, we had the Bills play the Jets, where Josh Allen played the first snap, and I just want to say I love the red helmet. I also love the Jets uniforms that they had, but I love the red helmet. That harkens back to when I was younger, and I love it.
Yeah. I like the red helmets too. I think they're pretty
I was
classy.
so happy to see those. I mean I had known they were going to be wearing it for a while, but I was like, God, I hope it looks as good on the field. And I saw it on the field. I'm like, it looks as good on the field. Yes, I was so happy.
Yeah.
I love it. But
I
I also,
mean,
again, I like the Jets, like 2010s one. But
yeah. They
I
are getting a
digress.
new stadium, so yeah.
Yeah, they played their last game in Highmark, which is I'm
That's
I'm
crazy to think
well
about.
not. It might not be the last.
It
It's
might
really
possible.
long odds that it's not because they're the sixth seed, so they would need the only chance they would have is playing the Chargers in the AFC Championship.
True.
So that's the only way, but there's a chance.
There's always a
Um,
chance.
but no, it's a bittersweet uh, going out for the Bills in Highmark Stadium. They got on a dominant win over the Jets, who've just been a joke. Who are also not firing their head coach. I don't know how I feel about that one. There are no coaches fired in the AFC East, which
Yeah, it's kind of surprising.
of course, as we actually decide to end this recording and move on to the next day, we hear that Mike McDaniels has been fired. He is out in Miami. So, it is as it usually is with us, and news drops always after we record. But yes, Mike McDaniels finally out of Miami, and they're going to be looking for the new head coach. Maybe John Harbaugh, we'll have to see. But some breaking news that broke after this recording. I mean, we knew about McDaniels, but
Yeah, but he's
Aaron
getting like
Glenn,
a promotion
again,
or
he's a.
something.
Yeah, I don't know. Aaron Glenn, it's a 1 year hire, I guess, but they've been so uninspiring these last few weeks. They had 0 interceptions
And he's a
this
defensive.
year.
He's a defensive guru.
He's a he played corner or
Yes.
defensive back. I don't remember. Like that's I don't know. They to be fair, they dumped all of their talent, but I just I don't know. I don't know what the Jet. I I'm not gonna have a lot of faith for the Jets this next year. They're gonna have to really do something in the off season. They're really gonna have to make some big splashes to be anything really. So, but I mean, Hey, that's all of the games and what happened. Uh, but now we're gonna have this little bit of a coaching carousel where we see what we got. Apparently, Raheem Morris has is scheduled to interview with a few teams. I don't know why anyone
Why
would
is
want
he
to pick
being
up Raheem
interviewed
Morris.
again? Have you seen his
Raheem
coaching
Morris is
interview?
being interviewed. Um,
I
I
hope for coordinator.
saw. I know. I think it's a head coaching job.
Oh
I think the
gosh,
Cardinals were one of them too. I don't know.
they're gonna
I
be. They're
saw.
not gonna go anywhere.
Oh, who else did I see? I saw the Commanders parted
Commanders.
with Cliff Kingsbury,
Oh, that's true.
and um, the Lions parted with their OC.
That was
I know
due.
that much.
That was due.
Yeah,
He was not good.
but let's. I'm curious. Like, what if you have any favorites for anyone, anywhere, as far as like what teams might look for what coaches, or if you have dream destinations, or I guess at this point in time, let's keep it to because most of the coaches, most of the coach firings are there, so the venues are there. What is the dream destination right now for a head coach?
Dream destination.
Who's the best and who's the worst team to go to if you're a head coach right now, or a to be head coach?
I don't
Because
know, because like you have a couple options though, because what do you think about? Well, the Raiders, they are going to get the number one overall pick. They're probably going to get Mendoza. So
yeah, I mean, Raiders they get the opportunity to build their team.
yeah, so
Falcons kind of have something together and just
they just needed
it's
that
can you
coach.
put it together?
Yeah. So
Um,
I honestly, in my opinion, the most exciting could be like
there's the Giants.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like
Who got?
I think Stefanski going to the Giants might be exciting.
There's a lot of potential with the Giants. Well, just as like what team for any coach, what team would be like? What's the most appealing destination? I mean, you got the Giants with everything they got. There's the Titans with Cam Ward, so you might already have your guy. But
Yeah.
then like you also can't ignore the elephant in the room, the Ravens, who
Yeah.
are a potential like they could potentially be just a good head coach away from a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's true.
I think there's some things to work on, but like you get to go work with a good team.
Yeah. I don't know. Because like
Who's your top destination and bottom destination, basically?
top destination would probably be good situation wise would probably be Ravens or um, maybe Falcons. I can see those two. The least,
Mm-hmm.
probably the Browns, dude. Like that's a cursed
Eh.
franchise right there. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know because like there's been rumblings because Stefanski has been fired. We have no idea how long Deion Sanders is going to stay in Colorado.
That's a very good point. That's a
And
good point. He
if I
might
know
up and
if I know
leave.
Deion Sanders, if I know him well enough, he probably
Oh
wants to go
god,
coach
if
the
he goes and
Browns.
coaches the God, we
That
might
would
see
be
a new.
we might
Oh
see
god,
Jerry World as a head coach. That's going to be awful.
God, I don't even.
I know it's a
I don't even
terrible thing to
about it.
think about, but I'm prepared for that possibility as much as I am, because then
Yeah,
we're
you
gonna
got to start prepping.
because we're gonna have to be dealing with Deion Sanders. He's the savior. He's gonna save us from
Um,
everything.
yeah,
You know how the Sanders fanboys are. Like they can't
I
stop
do.
talking about him. So
I'd say my top two, or my top destination and my bottom destination. As much as I love my Ravens, I have some concerns with the age of the roster. I actually really like the Giants as a destination
Yeah, I was gonna.
because
Yeah,
you got so many good pieces going forward, and yeah, you have to have some guys come back from injury, but you got Dart, Scattaboo, Neighbors. You got the defense that has a lot of good pieces, and you still get a high pick. That's gonna that should be a really fun destination. But my my worst destination, I'm gonna have to go with the Cardinals actually, because
I think both are pretty equally bad. I just don't know
I
what
mean
they're gonna do
Cardinals
there.
you don't get free pickings. Third you get third pick
Yeah,
at your quarterback if you go for a quarterback. Your roster doesn't have a lot of promise. I mean, you got a few pieces, but like,
what
there's
cost?
not a lot there. Like it's not great in Arizona. Um, Gannon kind of left that in shambles. Where I think 2 years ago, if 2 years ago, I think it was a somewhat promising spot. I mean, it's not the best, but there was some promise. Now it's like, well, it's not Kyler Murray.
That's for
Who's a,
sure.
now you have to deal with that. So I don't know. It's gonna be fun to see who goes where and see this coaching carousel move around. There's some
Yeah,
interesting candidates and
I mean,
interesting destinations.
we've seen things before. Like, just this year, we've seen two coaches that are first years have turned franchises completely around. The Bears and the Jaguars. So maybe we see that with the Browns and Cardinals.
Yeah, hey, you'd have to work some miracles, I think, with the Cardinals, but anything's possible. So,
That's true.
but that is that's everything we got though from this last week. There's quite a bit this last week, but we're officially on to the playoffs.
Oh gosh. Um, how?
Yeah,
Give me back my time. Gosh darn it. I don't know.
yeah.
It's been a fun season though. Fun regular season.
It has. It's
It's been
been
really
chaotic.
random.
It's a weird year, but
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Thank you all for joining us on the Week 18 recap. Obviously, it's been a minute with the new setup and everything. This is temporary for me. Will's already back in town, so he's got to set up trying to get figured out and ready to go. I promise my setup will look a lot better. Currently, not at my place, obviously, so things will look a little different. But thank you all for being patient with us. We apologize for being a little lackluster on the uploads. This is just what happens when you're busy. So, anyway, thank you all for joining us, and we will see you very soon. See ya.
Bye.